Tuttle, and this is Chair Yoga. And today, we're going to do some more standing poses, and I'll cue the seated poses, but we're going to focus more on the standing. We'll do a little bit of balance, we'll do a little bit of strengthening, but we'll take it easy. And as always, I want to remind you that you are the boss of whatever you do, and you should be aware that sometimes different days things are different ways. If you have osteoporosis, I'm going to cue you to do a flat back forward fold, for example. If you have a hip injury or anything like that, I'm going to be cueing you to be careful when we do the hip work. And we are going to move a little more quickly today, and we will get started right now. Don't hold your breath. Circulation problems, you want to make sure you keep breathing. We come to my favorite pose, which is Chair Mountain. With your feet nice and firmly on the floor, and you want to find your breath. And to do that, we can often just put our hands right on our belly and notice if the breath is filling our belly. When we are stressed out or trying to react to something, sometimes we'll breathe in our chest. So I like to just kind of notice that before I get started. And try and find a nice, easy, well-rounded breath. Now I've got my AirPods on today, so I'm hoping that the sound is going to be awesome, and we'll just keep going. Settling into the chair with the feet flat on the floor, the sit bones firmly in the chair. Roll the shoulders, bring the shoulder blades down, and just relax against the back of the chair. About why you're here today. It might be because you want to get more movement in the joints, work a little bit with the breath. It might be that you want to understand how to maybe relax a little bit with some cues, some tips, whatever it is. We've got things we can do for this. Okay, to get started, first, we always elongate before we rotate. And as I mentioned, we're going to do things a little bit of a faster pace, not much, but a little bit. So let's scoot to the front of the chair. We're sitting in the middle of the chair. Our sit bones are still nice and firmly there. Our feet are flat on the floor. We roll the shoulders, and naturally, we're going to elongate the spine. So before we get started, I am going to do these things in the chair, but if you would like to stand, you can just stand up and you can do what we're talking about. Whatever you feel good at, as right now, I like to have my props nearby in case I get lightheaded from too much breathing. Okay, so starting off, inhale up, your particular up. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, any variation thereof. Exhale down. We want to work with your joints where they are. I'm going to go all the way up. You may only do one side. You may go up like that. Exhale down. You have to work with what you have. Inhale up and stay there. Exhale. On the next inhale, elongate your left side. I'm mirroring you, so my right side is your left side. Exhale. Inhale, elongate the right side. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, elongate left side. Exhale. Inhale, elongate right side. Exhale. Come on down. This time we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to reach over, and if you're seated, you can grab the side, or you can just sit regularly in your chair, and you're going to raise your arm wherever you're comfortable. Use your your elbow is a hinge, and on the inhale you go over, and then the other side. We're going to stand for this one though today. Feet nice and comfortably apart. Seated folks, same thing, just in the chair. So, micro bend on the knees. Maybe put the hands on the waist. Let's take an inhale with the left hand. Exhale. Soften those knees a little more. Inhale, tip over a little bit, opening the left side. Exhale. Inhale, a little more. Exhale down. Let's do the other side. If you're a seated person, if you're grabbing onto the side of the chair bottom, you might scoot over a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, tip over. Exhale. Inhale, see how that feels on that rib cage. Exhale down. All right. So, we've got the spine moving 4 ways. We've got elongation. We've got side to side. It does 2 more things. I'm going to do these seated. I'm going to turn to the side, but you can stay to the front. Now, before we get started, we want to notice our neutral spine and chin. So, we're going to do the turtle. And I'll show you from the side, and you can do it with me. Roll the shoulders, elongate a little bit, and then the face comes forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Do 2 more. Forward and back. Forward and back. This is your neutral position where you're not straining your cervical spine at all. This is a very nice position for what we're going to do next. Next is the mini back bend. And you may already have a very slight back, curved back here at the waist, and that's fine. You're going to notice it more than anyone's going to see it. I like to hold the side of the chair when I do this. I roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. Push the sit bones into the seat, and you're naturally going to do a mini back bend. Keep breathing. And then on the exhale, go back to neutral. See what this feels like here. Let's do it again. Inhale, open the chest, mini back bend. Exhale. Now we're going to do a flat back forward fold. And that means I'm not going all the way forward. I'm not bending the upper spine at all. I'm just hinging from the hips and keeping the spine straight to protect it. This is very important for osteoporosis. So, here I am. I'm just in a neutral position. Nice and long spine without straining. Take an inhale. On the exhale, roll the shoulders forward and come to a flat back forward fold. Nice neutral chin, not looking up. Come on back to neutral on the inhale. Exhale, flat back forward fold. Roll the shoulders neutral. And there's your neutral position. We're going to move into a cat-cow. The first 2 I will do with a flat back forward fold. The next 2 I will do with a full forward fold. And remember, you're the boss. You have to decide what works for you. This is spinal waves or cat-cow. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, mini back bend. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward, flat back forward fold. Inhale, come on back up, roll the shoulders back, mini back bend, nice neutral chin. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward, mini flat back forward fold. Now keep going. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, mini back bend. I'm going to do a full forward fold. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward, more forward fold. Come on back up. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold. We're done. That is spinal waves, and it's something you can do every day. You can adapt it as you need it, and there's no worries. All right, so we've moved the spine 4 ways. We've gone elongation, we've gone side to side, we've gone forward, and we've gone back. Now we're ready to rotate. Today we're going to pretend we have a clock in front of our face. And we're not going to do shoulder rolls or neck rolls. We're going to just pretend that we're moving a pencil that is attached or growing out of our nose to touch on the numbers in front of us. So here's my clock, okay? It's right in front of me, whichever way I'm going. And we're going to pretend the pencil's out towards that clock, and then I tip my head up, not that far, so the pencil is pointing at 12. Now I'm going to go clockwise to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And I'm going to do a slow, even motion twice. And then I'm going to go counterclockwise, 11, 10, 9, 8, and we're going to do the same thing with a nice, smooth, rolling motion. And if it is bothering you, make it less. Here we go. Pointing the pencil up to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to go the other way. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment and think about how did that feel. If that was good, you're on it. If that was a little bit twingy on one side or another, as we move forward, notice that. This time we're going to turn our face and look over each of our shoulders one at a time. And this would be the left side, and this would be the right side. And again, we want to keep it a nice, smooth movement, not halting in between. And our chin stays at neutral turtle position. Okay? Ready? Here we go. Take a nice breath. We're not going to do it with the breath. Now, keep breathing though. Turning to your left, looking over your left shoulder. Come on back nice and easy. Continuous movement. Looking to your right. Come on back. Neutral, looking to your left. Come on back, looking neutral, looking to your right. All right. Now we're going to pretend to touch our ears to our shoulders. We're not really going to do it, so maybe we just kind of cross our hands here or notice and keep our shoulders quiet, and we tip to your left, neutral, tip to your right, neutral, one more, tip to the left, neutral, tip to the right, neutral. All right, so we've got this pretty warmed up. Let's work on the shoulders. Let's roll the shoulders one at a time back. And I kind of don't do too much with just rolling the shoulders basically, okay? And then the other direction. But for this session, we're going to offer you the opportunity to make this a little more. I'm going to scoot to the edge of my chair so I don't hit my props. I'm going to put my fingers here, either here or whatever you want, and then just a little more range of motion here. Okay, good. Then the other direction. Okay, now we're going to do the wrists, and I like to tuck my elbows here. I'll turn sideways so you can see it. You can stay forward. I don't like to move the elbows away at all. I keep everything as focused on the wrists as I can. The forearms move a little bit. Now go the other direction, but not very much. Okay, good. Let's shake out the hands and just do claw hands and rotate the wrists a little bit that way. Just get those tendons woken up a little bit. Okay, So we're doing pretty good. We're getting on down. We do a little light twisting. And if you're standing, which I said we were going to do, you do a light twist. Don't do too much to start. But notice how my opposite heel is lifting, because I want to not put a strain on the knee. Okay? And we're standing, so we might as well do our hips. If you're seated, scoot to the front of the chair as much as you can. Hold on if you would like. And then you're going to do just what we're doing, but you're going to do it in a chair. Okay? Exactly the same. All right, so let's stand. And if you're at the midline, you're pretty much up and down, straight up and down. But when we want to do this standing, we want to shift over and root ourselves in the right leg with a mini micro bend in the knee. What that does is it makes you go a little bit tilted, and it releases the left leg so you can swing it. And be careful if you have a chair behind you so you don't whack it. I'm paying attention to that. So I just want to swing it a little bit. I don't want to swing it a lot. I'm not doing high kicks. I'm right at where my chair is going to be right there, so I'm being gentle. Do a few of those. And if you're seated, it's going to be harder, so you're going to do less. Okay, now we're going to bend the knee and do mini circles. I'm not going way far out. And then go the other direction. And then just rock the knee in the socket. As I said, I'm going a little faster today. Okay. This time we're going to do the other side. And again, I'm going to tip over. See, if I'm standing up, I'm straight up and down. If I tip over, I'm leaning a little bit. I can pull up my foot. And I can just rock that leg. There you go. Nice job. And bend and rotate. What you're doing when you move your joints like this, and we're going to go the other direction, you're encouraging the synovial fluid to develop and do more. Just like if you have a creaky car door and the mechanic puts lube in that creaky joint. And then rock the knee. I'm not twisting the knee at all, just moving it around in the socket back and forth. Very simple movement. Okay, so let's see. We've elongated. We've rotated. Let's head down to the feet. We don't want to forget them. The ankles are huge supporters of us. And if you have any ankle issues, you want to adapt here so that it doesn't hurt. Pain is not part of what we want to do here. I'm going to step forward a little bit. Hold on if you'd like. You can point the toes and flex the toes. Point and flex. Point and flex. Let's step back. Lift the left foot and rotate. Notice nothing is moving too much. Just that foot rotating in the ankle socket. Sometimes it takes a while for us to notice and isolate a certain part of the body. That's okay. Notice I'm only taking one foot off the floor at a time so that we can protect the back. Lifting the foot, rotating one direction, doesn't matter which one. Go the other direction. All right, yay, we've gone all the way down. This one we do in a chair. We're going to do our chair pigeon, and I scoot all the way back to the chair here. If you have any hip issues, you may find one side you do level 1, and the other side you do level 2. I do 3 levels, and that's okay because over time, sometimes things improve, but we don't want anything to get hurt. Okay, I'm going to actually scoot to the middle of my chair. I've got myself my connections if I need them. Now, let's move the right foot a little more to the midline. That makes the angle a little easier on chair pigeon. We lift up the left foot, cross it over the right ankle. Take the left hand, place it on the right knee. Notice I said place it, not push. That feels pretty good. I'm naturally opening up the hip joint. So we're going to go to level 2. Sitting up nice and tall, remembering that here and there. Inhale, pull, bring that left ankle up to the right knee. If that bothers you, your little tip, you can move it so it's kind of in the middle of the calf here, the lower leg. So, but if it's okay there, that's fine. Take your hand, place it on the knee. Left hand on the left knee. You're naturally going to feel a little opening. And then take an inhale. If you want to go to level 3, you can. Exhale down. If it bothers you, go back. Take a nice inhale, placing your elbow on the left knee, and see if that opens up and relaxes you. Take an inhale and come on back down. We're going to do the other side. All right. Let's take the left foot and put it in the midline. Then inhale and put the ankle over on the exhale. Take your hand, let it drop against the knee. Inhale, exhale. How's that feel in that hip joint? If this hip joint's fine and you're ready to do it, then you can do level 2. Anytime you're ready, inhale up. Remember, you can always go to the middle of the leg, of the lower leg. Place your hand on the right knee. Okay, see how that feels before you go to level 3. You're being fully supported by your foot and your sit bones. Inhale up. Exhale down. That is naturally going to open the hip joint a little more. And see how that feels. Then inhale up, exhale down. I'll tell you, I have found that when the weather warms up, these things start coming a little easier. So go with the flow on this. Do what your body's telling you to do. Okay, now what I would like to do is a little bit more on the chest opening. And let's do that with fingers on the shoulders or just like this. And let's open up. Inhale, open up. Nice neutral chin. Exhale back to normal. Let's go to cactus arms if that's comfortable. If it's not, do one side or do it down, whatever you want. Open up the shoulders. Nice neutral chin, long spine. Exhale down. What I want to do is look at goddess pose, which is a very good strengthening pose. If you're seated, you are going to put your legs wide for support with the feet firmly on the floor, sitting up nice and tall in the chair, and you're going to do exactly what the standing pose is. Yours will be inhale up, exhale down, press the feet in the floor and get active, okay? But I want to show you, when you do this, you are going to be up and down, not leaning forward. So that's your cue right there. You think about that part and get strong in that pose. We're going to do it standing today. Now I have my feet pretty firm apart, make sure I'm not going to slip. And I'm tucking my tailbone a little bit. I'm micro-bending my knees even as I'm standing here. And I'm elongating. And I'm going to inhale and then come into goddess pose. And my thighs, all of my legs are going to be activated. My spine is going to be activated. And I'm going to be opening up the chest. And just building those muscles to stay strong in this pose. If you feel like you might slip, you could take your socks off, or the next time you could have a yoga mat there. Here we go. Inhale up, nice and long. Exhale down, and remember, we're not sloping forward. I can feel it in my calves, I can front of the calves, I can feel it in the backs of the legs. Inhale up, exhale down. Another time. Inhale up. And again, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you have an issue with your shoulder, you do the same thing we said before, where you can inhale up and do it with the arms down, or do them in another position, okay? Inhale up. Exhale down. Open up the chest as much as you can. Bend the knees. Stay stable. Inhale up. This time I'm going to go sideways so you can see that my legs are bent, but the front is straight up and down, and you can do it with me. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. My knees are bent. My tailbone's tucked. I'm opening up, and I've got a neutral chin. Stay there and keep breathing. And then inhale up and exhale down. As you do this, it will become easier and easier. Now we're going to head into one of my favorites, but first let's do a little twist. If you're seated and you feel like you can do it, you don't have any issues with the back, you can twist a little more. You can twist like this. If you're standing, remember that heel on the opposite foot. Lifting it up, lifting it up. And then you can rack your arms. And now we're going to punch with a snap. Snap, 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 snap. I want you to feel it go up your arms. And then come on down. We're going to finish up with as if pose, which is one of my favorites. And if you're seated, you're going to activate the same muscles. You're going to sit a little bit to the front of the chair, and you're going to pretend, muscle-wise, that you inhale and get up, and exhale and come down. And the key is keep the back of the thigh muscles active, keep pressing into the ground, keep yourself active, as if you're going to stand up. If you're sideways, we've done this before, but I'm going to tell you again, don't fall off the chair. I like to sense the chair behind my legs. I can touch it, I can feel it, and then when I come down, I'm reminding you the back is going to angle. So here's how it looks before we do about 10 of these. We're going to inhale, and then we exhale. Do you see how slow that is? I'll do it again so you can see it. I want you to really think about trying not to just drop into the chair. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, we're going to get started now. And let's get ourselves set. This is really important because there's always times in our lives when we're not as active, or maybe we actually even have an injury and we can't get up for a while. And we want to be able to find out, what muscles do we need? Can we do something without doing too much? You can do this in your chair and stay ready to get up again. So here we go. Ready? Our feet are nice and firm on the floor. They're not totally close together. We've got our little props next to us in case we need them. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Believe me, by the time we get to 10, we're going to feel it. Inhale up. 2. Inhale up. 3. Exhale down. Up. Exhale down. 4. Inhale up. Exhale down. 5. Keep going. Or take a break and come back. Inhale up. Exhale 6. Inhale up. Exhale 7. Inhale up. Exhale, 8. Inhale up. Exhale, 9. All right, that was good. All right, so we've done quite a bit here today, and we've worked all the joints. We've taken our time, but let's do your choice if you have a favorite. One of my choices that I like when I'm just wrapping it up, and you can do it seated or standing, I like the reaching exercise. And that's this one where you go to one side and then the lower side. So let's do that. We're not going to get too aggressive with it because we're winding down. We've already opened our side body. We've done some twisting. And now we're just gently working the spine a little bit, opening up a little bit, giving ourselves a way to reach a little more. All right, just a couple more. Good. Just remember the last thing I wanted to do, and this again is primarily standing. So if you're seated, you want to scoot to the edge of the chair, and you're going to do it basically, but try and elongate the spine and notice how it feels. Standing, if you feel up to that, here's your chair if you need it. We're going to do a step and tap. Ready? So let's stand nice and firm, and then step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step, tap. Do a few more. Step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, and we're done. When I first started doing that, I felt a little unsteady. And I think that there's something about, I think it might be proprioception, that helps us to gain that as we do it. And that's a very easy one to start with. Okay, so we're going to sit back in the chair now. And roll the shoulders, bring the shoulder blades down, come to our chair mountain pose. Sit bones firm in the chair. Nice neutral chin. As we wrap things up, we find our easy breath again. Nice and rounded, about the same inhale as exhale. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can. And you can think about noticing the crown of the head, the forehead, softening the jaw. Notice the hollow of the throat, the shoulder joints, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, the tops and the bottoms of the hands, wrists, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, shoulder joints, hollow of the throat, heart center, navel center, sacrum, hip joints, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Back to the ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hip joints, sacrum, navel center, hollow of the throat, heart center, hollow of the throat, forehead, and crown of the head. As As we inhale, imagine bringing in nourishment and energy from the universe through the crown of the head and filling the entire body. And then on the exhale, imagine sending out all the toxins and stress through the fingertips and the toes. As you inhale, you bring in everything to nourish you, send it to your physical or emotional or psychological body, and then exhale, sending out what does not serve you. May I feel well, healthy, and strong. May I be happy. May I abide in peace. May I feel safe and secure. May I feel loved and cared for. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to heart position. Thank yourself for making time today for yourself. And bow to seal your practice. Thank you very much. I'm going to go